to Harbor Island are unaffected.
They're now aware that steps have been taken. It gives them more confidence in what the Ministry of Tourism is doing to help them preserve the performance of their flights. And within the next few days, the word would have spread, and they would have found a way to communicate to their passengers through the Bahamas Air ticket counter at the respective airports. And we have both Delta and American and also Silver have their own desks, so they would collaborate with the Bahamas Air counter as well as the Bahamas Tourist Office staff on site.
Bahamas Air added a new leg Friday to both its morning and afternoon flight to facilitate international travelers in making their connections. The first Bahamas Air flight touched down at 9:30 Friday morning, transporting visitors from Governor's Harbor to North Eleuthera, connecting them to their nonstop flights for their return trip home. A second afternoon flight from North Eleuthera to Governor's Harbor, connecting the inbound passengers to their accommodations south of the rupture on the Eleuthera Highway in Gregory Town. Bahamas Air is set to run those flights daily until the rupture in the highway has been repaired. At last reports, those repairs were set to be completed Friday evening. For ZNS Network News, I'm Tashina Robinson-Blair.
The country's health minister painting a grim picture of the challenges within his ministry that seeks to serve the medical needs of this country. Jimmy DeSwain has more from his contribution to the mid-year budget debate.
Mounting bills was the theme in the Minister of Health's contribution to the mid-year budget debate. The Public Hospitals Authority, he says, found itself saddled with a number of bills for facilities outside of its remit.
So imagine a $6.6 million facility. The carrying cost for that facility, the staffing cost for that facility, the security cost for that facility, the cleaning cost for that facility, to see one patient an hour on average.
That was the health minister speaking to the costs associated with the proposed clinic for Smith's Bay Cat Island. Sands said recommendations by the technical team were not adhered to, although the member for Cat Island, Romkey and San Salvador, Philip Davis, refuted Dr. Sands' claim.
It is my understanding and what I know to be fact that each of those clinics were what was recommended by the technical team.
Still, that was not the only project for which the PHA assumed responsibility. Dr. Sands cited another proposed facility that would draw heavily from the public purse. This time around, it was earmarked for Eleuthera.
It is nothing short of a national disgrace what has been done. We have dug a massive hole in Palmetto Point.
$27 million blue hole or what?
Supposedly to put a $27 million hospital that there is no chance in the near future we will be able to afford.
So great was the financial burden, the PHA was forced to draw funds from another source.
And we required $10 million from the National Health Insurance budget in order to ensure that the public's health could be maintained through the Public Hospital Authority.
As if the financial challenges were not enough, the health minister said the country is facing a national crisis with nurses.
When I gave my budget presentation, I would have said that we were short roughly 440 nurses. I am sorry to report to the Bahamian public that that number, just since that presentation was given, we now have a national shortage of just over 650 nurses.
Only midway into its budget, the Department of Public Health has spent a whopping 84% of its budget. The PHA has spent 96% of its $41.6 million budget allocation. Jiminy DeSwain, ZNS Network News.
Social Services ending its RISE pilot program, which allowed clients to access funds for food and other assistance. The program was facilitated through a loan from the IDB. Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, Lanisha Rowe, says outlined why it was discontinued.
Which discontinued as a result of the date the program was set in the contract to conclude August 2017. By letter dated the 27th of July 2017, the Inter-American Development Bank wrote, and I quote, the program experienced execution challenges and achieved limited results. End quote. Mr. Speaker, to settle the intent of mischief makers, I find it once again necessary for me to clarify for the public that RISE was a pilot project monitored by the Inter-American Development Bank and functioning on their loan facility. The former government did not meet targets under the contract, and thus it was discontinued.
And still to come, we have an update on the roadworks on Farrington Road. And the high school track and field championships kicking off today. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell & Lede, designed for extra miles.
Want to pay less? Or want to save more? Do both. Just bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. With a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank, you'll enjoy one easy monthly payment, plus the chance to win $5,000. So move your loans from other banks to Commonwealth Bank and get ready to pay less and save more.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
Have you heard about RIA? It's one of Cash & Go's new ways to transfer money. RIA allows you to send money for cash pickup or direct to a bank account. Send money, pay bills, pay insurance, purchase airline tickets, make Visa payments. Love Cash & Go. Ask us about RIA money transfer today. For more information, call 322-CASH or visit simplycashandgo.com.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
They're probably the ones who come face to face with the public most. The officers of the mobile division spend the day canvassing the streets, cornering criminals, and claiming residents with their presence. Today, we had a close encounter with the officers of the police mobile division as they prepared for the day ahead. Keishla Adderley reports.
A spectacle to the public, it's a routine for the police mobile division. Marching orders in hand, they hit the streets each morning, more often than not, first responders to your emergencies.
This is some heavy hardware on your chest.
Yes, every carpenter needs his tools. Every policeman needs his tools as well.
Constable Leonardo Dorset and his partner Constable Greenslade have top records on drug and gun arrests. They, in Constable Greenslade's words, patrol with a purpose.
Our job as first responders is to stop and search aggressively and respond to scenes. In between responding to scenes, stop and search cars would we feel is suspicious. Once we stop and search aggressively, you come up with guns and drugs. It's not really mental, but once you stay focused, things will come your way.
Superintendent Damian Robinson leads the team. No news is good news, but even then, the long arm of the law keeps the capital's various divisions covered.
You'll see the patrol cruisers all hours of the day. They are out there, they're patrolling. At night, you'll see the beacon light flashing and give the public a sense of security that the police is out there. There's no need to fear what's going on there because we are there and we will respond in as an efficient time that we can.
It's a big job, but somebody has to do it. And checking under the hood of her vehicle, Woman Constable Riche Sargent told me the women of the force are equipped for any possibility or personality.
At first, you go on, just always go respectful or whatever, but it's whatever they give to you, you have to go and give it back to them, like talk to them how in a way they would understand.
As police mark their 178th anniversary and Police Month, their priority, public safety, remains. And according to Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean, public partnership is key.
The backdrop of this month is really the commission. In the commissioner's wisdom, he wanted us to find ways to how we develop our ties with the members of the public, and that's what we are doing. The members of the public are being great to us. We're showing them how we can interact.
This month, starting tonight, police will take to some of their hot spots, hoping that a series of mini tattoos will begin to change the atmosphere.
From Fox Hill, we go to Camp Road on the 16th. On the 23rd, on the 21st, we will be in Mason Sedition Park, then go to Nassau Village, Bainstown, and then we will end in Gambia Village.
Hopefully, you'll never have to see this view from the back seat of a patrol car. But for Corporal 535 Roll and PC 2775 Collymore and their colleagues, it's all in a day's work as they make your emergency their priority. Kishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
In emergency situations, dialing 911 or 919 may be second nature to many. Fern Carey tells us what happens once those calls are made and the response that follows.
Once again, Watling Street and Cordova Avenue, Echo 200.
The police control room at the East Hill Street headquarters is called the one-stop shop for emergency calls, and for good reason. It is where an able team of police and emergency medical service dispatchers field thousands of 919 and 911 calls on a 24-hour basis. Those calls are then routed to the police, fire services, or ambulance services. Supervisor and dispatcher in the control room, Sergeant Ryan Richardson, says the 919 emergency number is for residents only, while 911 is reserved for tourists.
It's always open, always going. Calls are coming in every day, every minute of the day. We have an average about 40 calls per hour, and it's probably about 40,000 calls per month. Busiest shift or time is the 4 to 12. The 4 to 12, we have the most of the volume of calls come in. It's consistent with, we have matters coming from domestic matters. We have traffic accidents, a lot of traffic accidents, a lot of disturbances. And so we have the volume of calls. So within the system or in this center, you have to find out, you have to multitask.
The officer said valuable time and resources are often wasted and possible lives lost with numerous prank calls, which usually come from children. He's urging parents to intervene.
We entreat with parents to monitor their children. We have cell phones that can call 911 without a chip. It's a free call, but we encourage parents to monitor their children, because if it's not an emergency call, the other persons who are trying to call into 911 won't have a chance to call if it's really emergency.
Officer in charge of the police control room, Chief Superintendent Chivago Dames, explains what happens once a call comes into the control room.
They are using state-of-the-art equipment to dispatch our officers to those complaints. Just imagine for a moment. A 919 call is received by police control room. One of our call takers received that call, placed that call into our CAD system. That dispatcher then looks at our AVL system, which is our automatic vehicle location system, looked at the closest unit that is to that complaint, and dispatched the closest unit to that complaint.
The Chief Superintendent said the automatic vehicle location system allows police to respond quickly to emergency calls or complaints. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Vern. Road repairs on Farrington Road should be completed pretty soon, and plans to fix the nagging potholes have begun. DeAndre Williamson has an update on the ministry's $10 million road improvement project.
Farrington Road repairs are progressing smoothly following Ministry of Works officials receiving approval from major utility companies to commence paving.
Even though we had Farrington Road scheduled for paving since like the middle of February, we had to wait until Water and Sewage and BTC and I think Bahamas did some additional planned works that they needed to do. So once we got the all clear from them last week, then we started the paving process.
We are milling the surface of Farrington Road, clearing around the boxes to manage the levels so that when we lay asphalt, hopefully on Monday morning, we'll be able to efficiently execute that task.
The Farrington Road Improvement Project is a part of a $10 million initiative to improve roads throughout New Providence. Of that budget, Farrington Road costs
is approximately $730,000.
The road repair project is ongoing, and other busy thoroughfares are expected to receive similar treatment.
One of the major roads that needs to be paved is Village Road and Soldier Road, from Shirley Street all the way to Blue Hill Road. But both BEC and Water and Sewage, BPL, and Water and Sewage have advised that they have major infrastructure works in those roads, so it isn't anticipated that we will be able to get to those roads until later in the year.
The Ministry of Works also began a $370,000 pothole repair initiative, which commenced a week ago and should take about 8 weeks to complete.
We have divided the island in 9 zones, and we have 9 different contractors who is responsible for these zones, and it covers all the constituencies. We did a little study, albeit rudimentary, and we realized that 80 to 90% of the potholes is due to patches that were done by the various utilities. And that is why now we have this new policy. If they cut the road after they have given their clearance that we can pave the road, then they would have to do a full what we call FDOT range statement. That's 50 feet on either side of the patch. So we expect more longevity going forward.
Farrington Road is currently going through the milling process. That's where the old tar is being scraped up. However, the Ministry of Works would like motorists to remain patient because this road will be paved by next Friday. For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
I'm Belinda Payne, and this is your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Wrap. It was an active week in the local market, with investors trading 447,561 shares. Movement occurred in 9 out of the 35 listed securities on the local exchange. Commonwealth Bank was the volume leader and lone decliner this week, trading 309,150 shares to settle up 0.22% to a new price of $4.64 per share. And AML Foods was the only market advancer, moving 1,400 shares to settle up 6.15% to a new price of $4.14 per share. The other market movers this week were Bank of the Bahamas, Kalina, Finco, Focal, Amera, and Fidelity Bank. Here's your well tip for the week. Mastering your money can come down to establishing a few smart habits. Here are a few suggestions. Firstly, come up with specific money goals. The number one reason most people don't get what they want is that they don't know what they want. Start writing down your goals for your annual income and net worth. Like all goal setting, be realistic. But don't be afraid to challenge yourself. After all, the wealthiest people aren't afraid to think big. Secondly, surround yourself with successful high earners. Who you hang out with matters more than you may think. Successful people generally agree that consciousness is contagious and that exposure to people who are more successful has the potential to expand your thinking and catapult your income. We become like the people we associate with, and that's why winners are attracted to winners. I'm Belinda Payne, and this has been your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Recap.
March is an exciting month for the islands of the Bahamas. The Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival kicked off today in Exuma, and it's not too late for you to get in on all the fun. Head over for the weekend. Meantime, over on Long Island, the Ministry of Tourism's team is getting ready for the first annual Mutton Festival at the cultural site in Salt Pond. The two-day festival will begin at noon on Friday, March 16th and continue on Saturday, March 17th at 8 a.m.
We have Dempsey coming in, and they're going to be doing a expo with regards to farming, livestock. We're going to have on-site attractions, vendors, the farmers market, the vendors, like I said, selling native dishes.
The festival will not only entertain but also educate attendees on the history of mutton in Long Island. Don Simmons, executive at the Long Island Tourist Office, said the island will reap great benefits from the festival, and they're hoping that people will travel from far and wide to enjoy the festivities.
Mutton sauce, like I said, curry mutton, steamed mutton, baked mutton, you call it. We're trying to let the vendors put it together. We're also going to have activities for the kids, competitions, three-legged race, egg and spoon race, different things like that. We're going to have we're going to also have a buck fair.
Everybody is very excited. We're friendly with quite a few of the winter residents here, as well as some of the sailboaters that visit. So they're really, really excited about it. You know, they look forward to it and trying different native dishes.
Vendors are expected to come up with some innovative mutton dishes that you don't want to miss. Read more on Long Island's Mutton Festival on tourismtoday.com. I'm Nakia Christie, and this is Tourism Today.
I've been playing football since I was a kid, and my dream has always been to see the world's best players in real life. I'd stand together with thousands, and I'd cheer.
You can win an all-expense-paid trip for two to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, courtesy of Visa. Just use your Scotiabank Visa card for anything. The more you use your card, the more chances you get. So cheer from Russia with Scotiabank and Visa. Conditions apply.
Well, as an Alive customer, I've really come to enjoy the national roaming that Alive provides. It makes sure that I'm in touch with the people I need to be in touch with at all times, almost no matter where I am in the Bahamas. Recently, while traveling on a youth trip, I had the opportunity to use my Alive phone. Service was great, impeccable. The place where I was at didn't have internet access, so I was able to use my Alive phone for that to make sure I stayed in touch with email, even watching a movie on the phone. I also like that Alive has become such a great corporate citizen. After the hurricane, Alive was very generous with persons from the Southern Islands who were impacted. And at a time when it was really difficult for them, came through with phones for them that they can stay in touch with their loved ones. Phones that when they go back home, they can continue to be in touch with their loved ones because Alive has their islands covered.
You think that this life's made for a king. The room starts to shake, so smooth if you blink, you might just miss the whole thing. It's just a different way to move in the
Domino's242.com. Order online for parties, birthdays, celebrations, and even cheesy weddings.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking ATM services or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
She has been the voice of the Conversation talk show for many years on Guardian Radio, and now veteran journalist and talk show host Shanique Miller is rebranding for a brand new network. Starting Monday, March 12th, Miller, who is no stranger to the ZNS network, will debut the Conversation here on ZNS TV Channel 11, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and 810 AM. She will also be streaming live on Facebook. Shanique will provide information on various conversations from romance and health to national issues. Now she joins us live in studio to give us a preview on Monday's show. Shanique, welcome again to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Thank you, LaDonna. It's so fantastic to see you this evening.
Shanique, tell us, what can listeners expect from the Conversation on Monday, and will there be a new look and a new feel?
LaDonna, it's a totally brand new look, a brand new feel. In fact, I am just from getting the theme song. Fantastic, guys. The brand new theme song that sets the tone for the Conversation. Popular artist Patrice Morel has just capped it off and done such an incredible job. I am so excited, LaDonna, for the viewers and the listeners to hear this, because the Conversation, of course, were hugely popular with listeners and viewers. But what's about to happen on Monday is brand new, an absolutely brand new look, brand new energy, same content, same conversation, same wonderful, wonderful presentation, but certainly a brand new feel to it.
And Shanique, what kind of impact has the Conversation been able to garner over the past few years?
LaDonna, so many I cannot even speak about it, but I'll tell you what's so important and still stands out for me. When wives are going to call, yes, we go there. When wives are going to call in and text in, and husbands call in and text in and say, listen, my relationship has never been as good as it's been now, based on the topics, based on the discussions, the information that's handed out. LaDonna, what the Conversation does, it changes lives. It causes people to kind of get that proverbial mirror and pick it up, inspect themselves, inspect what they do, how they do, and make changes for the better. We've also been able to, on the Conversation, launch a national campaign to help the Bahamas kick obesity in the gut. It's hugely successful, making a great indent into the obesity rate here in the country, and I'm super excited to bring that here to this network as well.
And are you able to say how far has the Conversation made its presence felt on an international level, perhaps?
Oh, I am totally able to say that. Listen, we have viewers and listeners and supporters in Dubai, in Italy, in cities across the United States, in Canada, around the region, and of course the fantastic viewers here around the Bahamas. And LaDonna, I expect that to go further, because I know the ZNS network is extremely, very, very strong. The signal is very, very strong, and we have viewers here from around the region as well. Really deep into the region, and so I know it's going to be incredible. Not only Bahamians are going to experience the wonderful just difference that is the Conversation, the breath of fresh air, but also many of our wonderful sisters and brothers around the region as well.
And anything you want to say to encourage your viewers to tune in on Monday?
I want to say the Conversation is back. You guys know the Conversation for what it is, bringing the topics and the discussions that you talk about, topics and discussions that impact your daily life around the table, on television and radio, and now we're going national. And so it's the same Conversation, it's the same Shanique, it's the same energy, it is the same topics that have changed your life for the past 3 years, almost 4, and now we're going to do it much more, bigger, better, and more, beginning on Monday at 12, beginning on Monday the 12th at 4 p.m. So we want you to tune in.
Shanique, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bahamas Tonight.
Thank you, LaDonna.
Students from the all-age school on the island of Inagua are getting fit to join the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. The group participated in a quick training exercise to see if they really have what it takes to become a Marine. 12 seniors got the hands-on training from leading seaman Roll, who spared nothing in getting the troops in shape. The students also got the opportunity to board the HMBS Druid Knowles and see how Marines live at sea. Also applauding the young troops was officer in charge of the island, Superintendent James Moss, who said the exercise exposes the youngsters to the careers in law enforcement. Hundreds of students across this country are performing extremely well in the BJC and BGCSE national examinations, but for nights at C.R. Walker, their academic standards are reigning supreme, as tonight we feature the accomplishments of another deserving student who has made her mark as the best of the best and has earned the right to be named this week's Student of the Week.
Amazing honor, actually, because it's something that a lot of kids want and can't get.
Behind this freckle-faced beauty lies an ambitious young woman whose academic career could take her to areas unimagined if she keeps her head in her books and positive spirit. Shaylin Burrows is a second student from C.R. Walker Senior High School to achieve 9 A's and 1 B in the Bahamas Junior Certificate examinations. Shaylin says achieving this academic goal alongside her classmate Chardonnay came with lots of sacrifice.
It was really just determination, and of course, I give all the credit to God, because without Him, I wouldn't have been able to pass any of them. So it's really just staying with the right crowd, focusing on my work, and just trying to, balance social life and my school life, because without doing that, it would have been very hectic, and it would have been pressure on me.
And like many other students in the 10th grade, Shaylin says biochemistry and physics is an area of study she plans to make a lifelong career out of and make a significant contribution to her country.
Well, I want to become a forensic biologist and chemist. But I'm studying purely biology and chemistry. And of course, my electives would be in the science field and stuff that lead up to forensic science. But my main majors that I want to master in, my master's in, I would like for it to be biology and chemistry.
Why biology and chemistry?
I just love science in general, and also it helps for a broader field, because if you just major in forensic science, you can only major in forensic science. So if you have that biology and chemistry, you can be, versatile.
After completing her studies at one of the best public schools in academics and sports in this country, Shaylin plans to attend Princeton, Yale, the University of Canada, or a college of her choice in New York City. She encouraged her peers across this country to continue to dream big.
With people will bring you down, and also don't let problems get to you so much. Yes, cry out, let all your frustration out, but at the end of the day, pray. Because we live in a real world, and you have to be able to fight those evil spirits and fight those all negativity away. And, sometimes you shouldn't, you should never use your hands, and, sometimes you shouldn't use them out either. Just gotta, pray.
Stay close. Sports and Family Island weather are up next. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
If you're searching for savings, then the hunt is over. Save money this and every week at Super Value and quality supermarkets. Libby's corn or sliced beets 15-ounce can, 99 cents. Watley bologna 12-ounce pack, 2 for $3. Chicken drumsticks, 99 cents per pound. Members Mark Ocean Spray 100% cranberry juice, 2-pack, 96-ounce size, $9.99. Fresh celery stalks, 2 for $3. Rosoni ready cut macaroni 14.1-ounce box, 99 cents. If it's value you want, then you really want Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
Performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
And it's time now for a check on temperatures around our family islands. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Basil. Some cold weather this weekend, perhaps?
No, it's going to be warming up over the weekend, but we expect some cooler weather the early part of next week. All the details coming up later in the newscast, so do stay tuned. But right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the family islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. A chilly 64 degrees in Freeport, 64 also in Green Turkey, that's in Abaco. In the Berry Islands, the mercury column at 68 degrees, 67 in Alistown, Bimini. Here in the capital, 68 degrees, 69 in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 71, 71 also in Staniel Key in the Exuma chain, Kemps Bay, St. Andrews. Fresh Creek in Central Andrews at 70 degrees. San Salvador and Rum Key at 72, also Alistown, Cat Island 72, Georgetown, Exuma 73 degrees. In Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, and Ragged Island all reporting 75. Matthewtown, Inagua 77 degrees, also the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Pink Setter. In the northwest and central islands, your winds are going to be north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide took place at 7:41. And for the southeast Bahamas tonight, winds out of the northeast at 12 to 18 knots. Your wave heights 3 to 5 feet with a moderate chop. Tomorrow, Saturday, the winds will be east to southeast, 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights around 3 to 5 feet. Low tide 8:40 in the morning, high tide at 2:29 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Saturday, winds easterly 15 to 20 knots, so we put that caution flag up for you boaters. The wave heights kind of choppy, 4 to 7 feet over the ocean, hence a caution flag is in place for you boaters in the central and southeastern islands. And then on Sunday, for all areas, winds southeast at 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. High tide 9:39 in the morning, low tide at 3:28 in the afternoon. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, is a condition that occurs when an imbalance of hormone levels in a woman's body causes cysts to form in the ovaries. The cysts are like tiny fluid-filled balloons. PCOS can cause changes in a woman's menstrual cycle, fertility, hormone levels, heart and blood vessels, and appearance. Women can develop PCOS during their teenage or childbearing years. Usually women who have PCOS have irregular, infrequent, or no menstrual periods. They may also have trouble getting pregnant. Some women who have PCOS do not experience any symptoms. Other signs and symptoms of PCOS may include acne, overweight and obesity, excess hair growth on the face, nipple area, chest, lower abdomen, and thighs, thinning hair or bald spots, dark patches of skin, anxiety or depression, and pelvic pain. Women who have PCOS are also more likely to have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol and triglycerides. Together with obesity, these conditions are known as metabolic syndrome. If you or someone you know suspects symptoms of PCOS, see a doctor as soon as possible and get advice about diagnosis and treatment. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
At 4th
Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by. And even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The National High School Track and Field Championships got underway yesterday at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. Julian Gibson recaps some of the action.
Benson chilly conditions, everybody trying to stay warm. Well, Jada Strawn from St. George's was warming it up in the under 20 girls 1500 meters. She came in first in a time of 5.23.95 seconds. Catch yourself.
Race is very excellent. I came over the golden mile to hit a PR.
It looked like the race took a lot of you.
Yes, winning like a champion. That's all it was.
Now winning her time heat final in the 1500 meters and coming in second overall was Jody Richard from Queens College. Her time 5.32.85 seconds.
I think it went really well. I was trying to make a good time coming up, starting so I could be in the lane, and that's exactly what happened.
Looked like you had no competition.
I thought I would have a lot of competition, but I just tried to run my own race.
Let's move to the under 15 girls 400 meters. Queens College once again. Shanice Miller collected the gold.
It's pretty good. I got a how my coach wanted me to go to, and I finished strong.
And 400 meters. His time 49.73 seconds.
It was pretty close. I went out. I had a mission to do, and I pulled it through to bring the goal for my school.
You got to hold off coming down the stretch.
Yeah, it's a little chilly, and my legs was getting tight at the end, but I managed to hold it off.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Julian Gibson.
The official opening for the High School Track and Field Nationals took place this morning. Our Charles Fisher was there.
The Sierra Walker Knights marching band and their vibrant taste of music brought in the athletes from a total of 67 schools encompassing Grand Bahama, New Providence, and the Family Islands. That's around 900 athletes competing in the under 13, under 15, under 17, and under 20 divisions for boys and girls. A few fans in the stadium for the opening. Bringing remarks on behalf of the B3S was Second Vice President Norris Bain.
It's a strong commitment to track and field and to the development of our youth. The reason we are all here today, to compete to the best of the best. This championship speaks to the commitment that all of us hold for the sport that brings you here to compete for the highest honor, to be the best, win, lose, or draw.
Officially opening the meet was the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Michael Pentard.
You are the best of what our country has produced. In order for us to grow as a nation, we need you to continue to stay on the positive track that you're on. We love you, we're pulling for you, we're in your corner. God bless you and have an incredible championship.
A great display of talent over 3 days. The meet wraps up on Saturday. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
The NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships underway in College Station, Texas. 4 Bahamians in the mix. Laquan Nin of Arkansas out first in the men's long jump. After 3 jumps, he needed to be in the top 9 to move into the finals for another 3 jumps. However, Nin came up just short, finishing 11th, a best jump of 24 feet 8 1/4 inches. That came on his first attempt. His second attempt was 24.7 1/4, while his third jump was a foul. Also in competition tonight, Padria Seymour of Texas in the prelims of the women's 60-meter hurdles. The top 2 of the 2 heats and the next 4 fastest times advance to the finals tomorrow. As for the other 2 Bahamians, they will see their first taste of action tomorrow. Nebraska's Kaiwan Coleman will be in the men's triple jump. Carmisha Cox will run on Purdue's women's 4x4 relay team. From the college hardwood last night, Dwight Colby had 2 points and 5 rebounds for Western Kentucky. They won 90-78 over UAB. That was in the quarterfinals of the conference championship game. Will be Marshall. That is tomorrow night. A win there means Colby and the Hilltoppers will be moving on to the NCAA tournament. Now elsewhere tonight, Bain and Stephen F. Austin, they face off with Nicholls State. Munnings and Louisiana Monroe, they play against Georgia Southern. That's in the semifinals of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. Meantime, Ayton and number 19 Arizona, they're on court for their Pac-12 semifinal against UCLA. Sports Minister, the Honorable Michael Pintar, continuing to voice his support for fair play, that is, in sports here in the 242. He says he'll do whatever is in his power to make sure that happens.
We do have challenges with a couple of them, and we're working diligently to help build their capacity, to help them understand proper governance structures, and the importance of including as many persons as possible, because unfortunately that's not always the case. We have not given them a time frame, but they know that in the new budget cycle, their ability to attract resources from the government, not just the annual subvention, but the additional funding that most federations continue to come for when they're doing local or international events, those funding requests are going to be affected by how effectively they are implementing a family island approach and how effectively they're integrating young people in their programs.
Later this month in Montague Bay, the Long Islanders Association will host a fundraising regatta called the Captain's Change-Up. Skipper of the Whitty K, Stephen Knowles, spoke about which other sloop he would be interested in sailing.
I haven't sailed much of Mark's other boats like the Legal Weapon, Irene Goodnight, Crazy Partner. I really haven't sailed any of them for years. I sailed Irene Goodnight probably about 15, 18 years ago when I was a junior. So I would really love to get behind 1 or 2 of those and see if they could match up to the Whitty K.
Stephen has shown his ability to dominate with the Whitty K. The question now is, can he do it aboard any other sloop?
We could talk about bottom bowlers or whatever as much as you like. Some of these boats are just not as fast as the others, model-wise, rig, and then you have the crew factor. You know, if you don't have that decent crew, the crew that works along with the captain and understands what needs to be done, it's a big problem. And with the captain switch up, I'm only moving as the captain. My crew is staying on board the Whitty K. So when I go board another boat, I have to be very hesitant, especially during tacking and on a downwind leg, because I don't know exactly what they're going to do. And diving lead is no fun. Last year, I think I sailed Thunderbird. I think I ended up with a third. I sailed San Sally, I got third. And I sailed the Eunice, I think I got third or fourth. But you know, some of these boats just need more capital injection. You know, if you don't spend a lot of money on these boats to get them ready and prepared for racing, you're not going to beat a boat like the Whitty K. You're only fooling yourself.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
Easter's almost here, so get your hot cross buns in gear for the Robin Hood Easter Egg Hunt. Buy Robin Hood flour and take your receipt to Pritchard's on Robinson Road. 10 winners will be invited to the Robin Hood Easter egg hunt. You can win up to $3,000. Want to be an instant winner? Take a selfie with Robin Hood flour. Email it to robinhoodpromo@gmail.com and check Acer 8 Pritchard's Facebook page to see if you're a winner. Enter today.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, the cloud deck associated with that front boundary now across the central Bahamas and moving toward the southeast Bahamas, and that will give rise to some clearing skies over the northwest Bahamas, so we can see temperatures dropping quite rapidly later on tonight. The weather forecast goes for patchy clouds, very chilly tonight with a low temperature getting down to 63 degrees, and it could possibly drop even below that. At least up in Grand Bahama, we will certainly see some mid to upper 50s tonight. And then your extended weather forecast over the next 7 days, we're going to see temperatures warming up over the weekend, and then there's another front system that will be in here on Monday, and that will bring another cool down the early part of next week, and we'll see temperatures back in the mid to upper 70s during the daytime and those nighttime temperatures in the low 60s. So it seems as though we're having a very extended cool season with those temperatures pretty much just about seasonal for the last several days.
Thank you so much for that good weather, Basil. And with that, we end the Bahamas Tonight, the national report for all of us here at ZNS. I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Welcome to